All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Welcome in, everybody. Quiles, welcome in. Gabriel, welcome in. R Pink, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for modding for me and doing an amazing job as always. Yes, guys, please smash the like button on your way in. Smash the like button if you get any insight into the market from this live stream. Zane, hello to you. No. I'm sorry I'm late, man. I'm sorry I'm late. I know we had some volatility this morning with the Crypto Clarity Act. I was actually listening to it live while it was going on. And interesting stuff, man. It does seem like, I know it's only the beginning stages in a vote, but it does seem like they are trying to push for some clarity, which could be very bullish for the crypto market. Getting some clarity on the act. Yes, Glasshopper77. It's much love to you, man. Good to see you. Time Attack, much love to you as well. Thank you for modding for me and thank you for being here. Crypto Wander 5813, smash the like button on the way in for the best technical analysis in YouTube. Well, thank you so much for the kind comment, man. Definitely not the best, but I feel like we do a pretty good job here. And so thank you so much for the kind words and for your support, man. And no, you're in South Africa, man. Looks like it's pretty late for you there. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's midday for me where I'm at. Nikulu 8116, looks like you got a bunch of coins listed. We can go through a lot of the altcoins today, guys. Actually, I wanted to take some time. I'm going to go through Bitcoin really quickly, but we have some opportunity for some longs on altcoins, especially Ondo right now, ZEC. We have some really good opportunities, and I've been posting about some of them in the Telegram. Also, Solana was another coin that I talked about on Tuesday, where if we did come down to backtest the value area high of the range in confluence with the 0.5 Fibonacci, that I would look to add to my long position. And I did add to my long position at 89.8. I added to my long position, and it looks like we are bouncing, and it looks like we are starting an impulse. 1, 2, we're in the third wave right now. We could see a 4 or 5 looking to come up to at least $96. But we will talk about a lot of the altcoins. We'll talk about a lot of these trading opportunities that are provided. And if you guys are in the Telegram, I am really trying to keep you guys updated on these trades ahead of time and on if I enter a trade. But we have a lot of opportunity. Patrick Schooner, welcome in, man. It's good to see you. The Exodus, divine morning to you as well. Thank you so much for the comment, man. Okay, where was I? I just lost myself. Chichon, let's go, man. It's so good to see you in here, Chichon. Let me know, are you going long on some of these coins right now? Janku Smirbro, welcome in from South Africa, it looks like, as well. Yes, and Niku, we will look through some of these coins in just a bit here. Rudy, much love to you and good evening to you, man. Thank you for the comment about having a great trading day. So far, it's been pretty good for me. I was looking for shorts earlier, but we just busted straight through. I didn't end up taking any of those short positions. I was also kind of being a little bit conservative because I knew the Crypto Clarity Act was live and that was going to create volatility. And I let you guys know that in the Telegram to be careful because of that volatility that could be created. Eric, yo to you, man. Much love. Thank you for being here. Jin Cho John Chev, hello to you. Sudeep, much love, Sudeep. Thank you for modding and thank you for being here. Let's see here. And Samuel S44, thank you so much for being here. You're not really late, man. We're just starting. Carvello, Darksby19, love you guys. Thank you for being here. All right, guys. So here's the thing. Let me go back to Bitcoin real quick. We saw Bitcoin, yesterday we did break the range to the downside. This range we've been in for 9-10 days now, but we did break it to the downside with some high volume. And what we were looking for in the bearish scenario was a corrective move to backtest. And if we failed, we were expecting new lows below yesterday's low. It did look like that, but we knew that we had some volatility and some important news today. We started to consolidate here underneath the value area low. That's why I was looking for shorts. I was looking for the back test of $80,300, where 80,002, 80,003. Because if we do pull our golden pocket from the high yesterday to the low yesterday, let me get that right. And we put on that golden pocket, you'll see that golden pocket right around 80.3. It was also at the top of this ascending channel. We were developing an ascending channel in here. And let me show you that ascending channel. I posted this earlier today in the Telegram, not that one. Sorry, guys. Let's just grab it here. I think I deleted it, but right here, this ascending channel, and you can see the golden pocket was right at the top of that channel, and your value area low did shift down a little bit, but if we look at yesterday's price action, let me grab that. It was in that area yesterday, while we were looking yesterday, right around 80.1, 80.2. So general area between like 80.2 and 80.4. Now, as we were coming up to that area, we were developing some bear divs on the chart, on the lower time frames, like 15-minute, 12-minute, hourly, and that's why I was looking for a short there. But I wanted to see the confirmed rejection first, and we pushed straight through it. So when you see a descending channel or an ascending channel like this, one of two things happens. You're either building in the bearish scenario, it's kind of like a bear flag, right? You have your big push down, you're grinding to the upside with low volume, and it's generally will break down. Oftentimes it will reject from the top and then break down, and you'll see that continuation of the downtrend. But there are times where this is actually a bullish scenario, where it's most of the time, if you see an ascending channel with volume getting lower and lower, it is a corrective move. It is a sign of a corrective move. So you always want to go with the probabilities, and the probabilities this morning looking for shorts, looking for this to break down. But we know we had some catalysts as far as news goes in the market. In a bullish scenario, we're looking at an impulse, and when you start to develop this channel, you get this rising channel in here, and then you break out of that channel with high volume. You are looking at now an impulse, right? Because you have volume increasing as you're breaking out of the channel. And what we now have to look at this is most probable is a double 1-2 impulse or a multiple 1-2 impulse, right? Where we have our initial wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, wave 2. Now we're getting our big third wave. Could our third wave be over right now, hitting into the value area high? And let me just pull this volume profile back to our regular price action. We're hitting into the value area high. You can see we got a little bit of a rejection from the value area high. I'm going to hide this box of resistance because this is our box we've had on the chart for a couple months now. After rejecting from the value area high, we're coming back down and we're back testing the POC, but it's also that red pitchfork midline, in there. And so important that we're breaking above it and locally potentially flipping it to support. Now, could this be the end of our wave 3? Yes, it could, because we have surpassed the 1.618 trend-based Fibonacci extinction. So if we look at, what am I doing here? I need the trend-based Fibonacci extinction, and we look at the 1.618, we've passed it, or you could even bring it to the secondary too, we've still passed it. So now that we're even breaking above the 1.618, it makes it far more probable that this is an incomplete impulse to the upside that is not done. Could our third wave be rejecting and done at the value area high? Yes, it could be. It could keep going. We could see a pullback for a little bit, and it could keep going. We want to wait for a little bit of a corrective move, and we want to look for like these 3-wave corrective moves like this. And then we want to, and what we're looking for, because we had 2 1-2s here, we had a 1-2, 1-2, third wave. We're looking now for 4 5 4 5. If you have 2 1-2s to start, this is kind of like that buying accumulation that's happening. And we know that maybe some of the big guys were planning on trading the Crypto Clarity Act and things like that. They knew that these bills and amendments were going to get passed, the ones they wanted to. And so we have the buying accumulation in here. We have the breakout. We have the volume move up. And then at the end of the impulse, you start to see that buying exhaustion, which is the same 1-2s. You get those, they're 4 5s, but you get that same kind of chop. So you get the breakout, then you start getting that move like this, and you get that same kind of exhaustion. And here it's accumulation, and here it's exhaustion. So we're starting to see that. We're not even starting to see the exhaustion yet. We could be starting to see the fourth wave with this pullback. With the pullback that we're rejecting in the last 3 hours. This could be the start of a wave 4. And then we would be expecting another new local high in a wave 5. We would be expecting another wave 4 and another wave 5. Because if you have 2 1-2s, you need to have 2 4 5s. So, and the fact that we've surpassed the 1.618 trend-based Fibonacci extinction means that it's very unlikely to be a corrective move, overall 3-wave corrective move, and then dump. So for me, I am looking for more upside. Also, we saw a lot of the altcoins being at support yesterday and being at support early this morning. They are really starting to pump, and we are starting to get that move to the upside again. if you guys watched yesterday's video, I talked about this local level of resistance being the golden pocket in confluence with that POC and the pitchfork midline. We are busting straight through it, and we're actually trying to flip it to support. So I did take a short here this morning. I let you guys know in the Telegram at 81,300. My original, let me zoom in onto like the 5-minute chart here. We broke above it, and then we started to lose it. As soon as we lost the 618, I shorted around 81.3. I got stopped out and completely lost the position. And I let you guys know, I said in the Telegram, well, that was a quick loss. But I was attempting the short because it was local resistance. And you can see we did have pretty extreme bear divs on the chart here. Pretty extreme bear divs on the chart on like the 15-minute and under. And I was expecting, and I told you guys that in the Telegram this morning that I'm only shorting this as a scalp to look to come down to around $80,700 because that was where our 0.382 and 0.5 Fibonacci was. And that's your wave 4 target. So I was still expecting new highs. I was expecting 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. But we kept moving up in our 3. So I got stopped out this morning. That resistance is now being flipped to support as we speak. I'm going to delete this box. I'm going to delete the golden pocket. And now we're looking for this wave 3 could be done here. And we're now looking for a little bit of a pullback. So if we want to get in on the long positions, we don't know if the wave 3 is done yet, and we might miss this scalp long opportunity, but we can pull a Fibonacci retracement from the lows of wave 3 to the highs of wave 3. And we're looking to see a bounce between the 0.382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci. So in this zone, and we do know that in an intraday trend, the VWAP does hold this support. And by the time we get down here, the VWAP could be in very nice confluence with that 0.382, right around $81,000, where we could then look to long that bounce. A TP1 would be just taking out the highs of your wave 3. That's already a really nice scalp trade, depending on where you put your stop and how you set that. But we can leave some of it even open for higher for that second 4-5. So I am looking to now prioritize scalp long opportunities on pullbacks with proper risk management. Because the wave 3 could continue here. This wave 3, this could just be a little bit of consolidation and it could continue. We want to wait for an actual nice, like kind of zigzag 3-wave corrective move. But I am looking now for Bitcoin to come up. And we do know that this was a weekend high, guys. This high here was a weekend high. It is more likely to be taken out. And with it being so close to the overall highs, I really do think we could come touch that anchored VWAP around $83,600, which is also where our non-logarithmic golden pocket, our macro non-log golden pocket is. But yeah, it does look like because we're surpassing the 1.618, because if we turn on volume and we see a nice big spike in volume here on the push to the upside, it does look more like this is an incomplete double 1-2 impulse. So I will still be looking for shorts, but at the end of this impulse, I want to see this accumulation structure. I want to see the explosion up, and then I want to start to see the same sort of exhaustive structure at the end. And I will look to short after the second pullback and in this last leg up, somewhere within this zone here, I will look to short. And then because this is an impulse, we could look to even take profit at a golden pocket high or low. But we'll get to that when it gets to that. I will let you guys know in the Telegram, of course, if I'm taking any shorts or longs. And for me right now, I am locally bullish on Bitcoin, expecting higher prices. We are back inside of our range. You can see after reclaiming the value area low, we pump straight to the value area high. Now we are working on flipping that point of control to support. We're also working on flipping our macro pitchfork midline, this pitchfork midline here, macro pitchfork midline. If we can get above this and truly flip this to support and close the daily candle above it, guys, on the daily time frame, let's go to the daily time frame. We have not really, we closed above it, but then we instantly lost it. And this was over the weekend, so this doesn't really count. We have not had a close above it during market hours. And if we pump up here with this nice bullish engulfing candle on the daily time frame and close above that pitchfork midline, that is going to be a nice sign for the Bitcoin price. That is going to be a nice sign of strength for continuation up, at least locally, to take out the highs at $82,800. And then it depends on, you know, I am still looking for us to end our pump between really where we're at now and $87,000. But I mean, we can still even look, if we start to break back inside of our upper volume profile, we can start to look up towards that $95,000 to $98,000 zone. Okay, so that is kind of it for Bitcoin. Let's go on to our order flow real quick. And I do want to take a second to talk about what we're seeing today. If you look at our aggregated open interest. So what is open interest, guys? First of all, for those of you that don't know, open interest is just the amount of positions opening or closing in the market. So when open interest is increasing, that means that a lot of new money is entering the market. A lot of new positions are opening up. At the very beginning of this open interest increase, I would even go from like right here, you can see that those new positions were shorts at first. A little bit of longs, a little bit of shorts, but shorts were opening. So we started with a little bit of a short squeeze. That's why open interest was dropping here, because we started to see a short squeeze. And then once we got to about this zone right here, we saw a lot of new long positions opening up, because CVD is just market longs or market shorts. So if your CVD is increasing here, that means it's market long positions coming in. How do we know if those are new market longs or if it's just shorts getting stopped out, which is also a market buy? We know that by looking at our open interest. Our open interest was steadily and strongly increasing there. So during the Crypto Clarity Act event, we saw a lot of bulls, a lot of new long positions stepping in and pumping the price to the upside. I will say this, I will give a caveat on a warning on that. News-based pumps, even if it is new money entering the market, can be a little bit of a trick. So we do have to be a little bit more careful with this pump, even though it's a healthy, strong move to the upside because it's based off new money entering the market. We do have to be careful because we often do see these real pump and dumps happen during these volatile news events, especially ones that are related to crypto or like the Federal Reserve and stuff like that. But right now, I think I have to say that I am still more bullish locally. We have new longs entering, successfully pushing the price up. The bulls have now retaken control and are now locally in charge here. Okay, I just saw Mind Tapestry. Welcome in, man. Much love and blessings to you as well. Patrick Davis, welcome in as well. Bull Trap, yes, and this is what I just talked about. Patrick, thank you for letting me, giving us that bit of an opinion there, because guys, when we see news pumps, even though it is a healthy move to the upside with healthy longs entering, new longs pushing the price up, we do see sell-offs of those new longs. They'll sell off at the top of a pump and it comes right back down if it's a news-based pump like that. So we do need to make sure that we are paying attention to that. But I do have to say, even with it being a potential fake pump and dump based off of news, I am going with the technical analysis, and the technical analysis locally says we should be expecting higher pullbacks first. Like if the wave 3 is done, we're going to get the pullback, like I said, to around VWAP, around $81,000. But then I would expect more moves up. Now, when we're looking for our 4-5s, you can see in here we have our 1 2 1 2. You're in your twos, you're looking for those kind of 3-wave corrective moves to make a higher low, usually around the golden pocket or the 786. We're now looking at that length in time and price. You want the time and price of your wave 4s to be very similar to the time and price of your wave 2s. So if this wave 2 looked like that, we could expect a wave 4 maybe down to VWAP. We get a push up in a wave 5. And then we would get a smaller pullback in a wave 4 and then another wave 5. We want it to be similar, not exact. It doesn't have to be exact, but we want it to be similar or longer, because wave 4 pullbacks can be longer. Now, real quick, guys, I want to move on to Ondo just really quickly because I want to talk to you guys about the opportunity that we might have right now on Ondo coming down to this VWAP here. On Ondo, let me zoom out to the 1 hour chart. We first of all rejected exactly from our resistance, that 0.5 Fibonacci, right into the liquidity, right into our daily level. Very, very nice short opportunity. It was also our wave 3 target. Let me go zoom out to the 4 hour chart. And if Mark Dutch is in here, Mark Dutch knows we were looking at this. This is very important stuff. Let me turn off the volume real quick. We were looking at an impulse. I'm sorry, I'm going to zoom out to the daily for a second. We're looking at an impulse where from this low, first of all, we could be looking at a bigger 3-wave corrective move overall. As long as we don't hit the golden pocket at 59.5, we're looking for a bigger move, and we're looking for this bigger move based off very high time frame impulse to the downside. We're looking at all of this as a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Now we're looking at a wave 4 that could bring you up between the 0.5, the 0.382. And then after that, you're looking for a new low in a wave 5 to finish the bear market. But locally, we're looking at the C wave, right? This is an A, B, C. And inside the C wave, your C wave impulse is usually very strong. So if we're looking from this low, the triangle breakout, you know, the end of B, the triangle, we're looking at this low here. You can see we have a very 1, 2, we've been in the third wave. The third wave rejected at the 1.618 trend-based Fibonacci extinction of this bigger pull. And so exactly where we're expecting. We were expecting it to be at between 45 and 48 cents, wicking and grabbing this liquidity into your 0.5 Fibonacci. By the way, I'm still in that short. My original short position, I limited in a very rare limit that I usually market in, but I limited in on that level, and then I added to it afterwards. I'm still in that short position. I took another take profit at the 1-to-1 trend-based Fibonacci extinction. So now I'm going to zoom in, but first, I want to talk about from here, we have a wave 1, a wave 2, wave 3. We're in our wave 4 pullback right now. And then we would be expecting one more high to be made. As long as we don't come up to the golden pocket, it's not going to invalidate our overall macro analysis. But I'm looking for one more high locally. So now that's when we can zoom in on the 4-hour chart. And first off, look at this pullback. It looks like a corrective channel. It looks like a descending channel, a corrective channel. When you look at the volume here, when you turn on your volume is decreasing as we're going down in that corrective channel. This is a sign, a clear sign of a corrective move before another impulse to make new highs. So I am prioritizing long positions to take out the highs from Friday. I just entered a long position on Ondo and I took profit on the short, and I only entered with 0.5% risk on this but I entered at this 0.37926, and we're looking at this corrective move, right? We got to move down here. We got to move up to the golden pocket. We rejected the golden pocket, and now we got to move down in this overall 3-wave corrective move. We're looking between the 1-to-1 and the 1.236 for an impulse, or for a support. Excuse me, I meant for support. So we got the support at the first of all, it's at your larger 382 Fibonacci. And it's also your 1-to-1 trend-based Fibonacci extinction. Remember, in a wave 4 pullback, we're looking at this as a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. In your wave 4 pullback, the targets are between the 382 and the 0.5. You can also pull the trend-based Fibonacci extinction to get your C wave target at between the 1-to-1 and the 1.236. Where did I see really good confluence? And I let you guys know about this earlier in the Telegram, and I think even yesterday. At this level, 0.379. Here, I took profit again on the short there. And now if we zoom in on the 1-hour chart, after hitting into that level and making a low, we can see a very clear impulse here, guys. And we're coming up to the VWAP right now. So this is the long opportunity I want to talk about. We can see here a wave 1, a wave 2. This looks like a wave 3 exploding to the upside. We're pulling back in a wave 4 now. As long as we don't overlap these highs, we should be good. But if we bounce from the VWAP right now in a wave 4, we could be expecting a move up to at least make new local highs above today's high in a wave 5. And then that could be the start of a much bigger 5-wave impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to take out the highs from last Friday. So I am looking for longs now. I am already long from around this area. Actually, I think it was right after losing it, reclaiming, and right here is where I entered. And then now I am looking to add to that long position. I did take a little bit of profit. I took 10% out when we broke above these highs. I took 10% of the long trade out, and I'm 75% out of the short trade. My short is at break even, and I'm looking to add to the long position. I'm looking at this VWAP right now as we're coming down, guys. So depending on what happens, I want to see some sort of sign that we're going to get a bounce there. You can see we have some low time frame liquidity right into that VWAP. So if we take this low out, bounce from the VWAP, and start to move up, I am looking to add to that long position. Right now, we don't have the best confirmation to add on the 5-minute chart. No bull divs, no bull divs. Let's go to the 1-minute chart. 1-minute chart, no bull divs, and money flow looks like garbage. So right now, I would not add. What I would then look for, because we don't have proper confirmation as far as our oscillators go. Our oscillators are not showing us proper confirmation. So what I would want to see then, I would have to get in late on this trade, but I would want to see a bounce. And then as soon as we break market structure bullishly, then I would look to add to that long position. And I would probably wait for a small pullback and then add to the long position here and ride it up. But I wanted to let you guys know about this opportunity right now because it's happening live during the stream. I know you guys like to get into those trades during the stream. First off, let me say this. I am not a financial advisor. I do not give financial advice. If you decide to copy me, you're doing it on your own volition. I am just simply sharing my trade execution, my trade setups with you guys, and it is your financial responsibility to decide whether you want to follow me, copy me, whatever, but it is not financial advice, okay, guys? Just have to put that out there. You guys know the game. Yes, and okay, so that is on Ondo. Really quickly here, I want to, and Jesus Save 77, God bless you, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. I will check XRP for you, definitely. I just want to go into ZEC real quick because ZEC is another one where we have opportunity, and it is looking pretty good. So on ZEC, let me go to the 4-hour chart. On ZEC, we came right, first off, let me get rid of that. We came, same sort of thing, an impulse, right? We're looking for an impulse from this low. By the way, all of this is a fifth wave. We're looking for all of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm looking to come up to around 730 to 750, depending on when we get there. But all of this is the wave 5 of a much bigger impulse to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, and all of this is the fifth and final wave of a much bigger impulse to the upside. But you can see very, very clearly here from this low. And by the way, I longed this low I longed it a little bit late at 309. And you guys remember this, you guys that are in here regularly, remember I've been talking about that 309 long on ZEC that I'm still in. I took some profit here. I re-added to it once we reclaimed the golden pocket here. I did take some profit here, and I have not taken any more profit. But I'm actually looking to add to the long position on ZEC because we have a very clear impulse, guys, to start our fifth and final wave on the daily time frame. So if we're looking at this low, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, very clear explosion to the upside. Your wave 4 targets are to come between the 0.382 and the 0.5. Where do we come down to? We're bouncing exactly from the 0.382, and this is where I longed. I longed exactly at 518, guys. I put in a limit order. That's how confident I was. And also I put in a limit order because my average position is way, way lower. But we have, within this descending channel corrective move, we're also bouncing from the bottom of the channel. So if we now zoom in on this and look at the 1-hour time frame, you can see we have a very clear pulling a channel from the high to the lower high to your initial low. We came right down to the bottom of the channel, hit the 382, hit the 382, explosion. We're starting to explode to the upside right now. So I am looking right now at, and we could come down again, guys, because we have now overlap between the high and the low here. And I'll explain that in just a second. Because this could be a confirmed 3-wave corrective move. Now that we have overlap here, it could be a confirmed 3-wave corrective move. Ondo does not have that right now. ZEC does. But this very clearly here looks like a corrective descending channel. If we turn on our volume, you can see, I guess it's not as clean, and we are starting to see a spike on the push up today. But overall, you can kind of see from the top of the channel, it is kind of going down. Not the cleanest here. It's not as nice as Ondo looks. But the Elliott wave structure looks way, way nicer as far as the impulse up. And so now I'm expecting, first of all, I added to the long at 518. And I'm looking to come up higher. Let me get rid of that real quick. I'm looking for an impulse up to come touch this pitchfork midline. Depending on how fast it happened, it could be anywhere from 720 to 750. Zooming, let's go in here. After bouncing from the bottom, we're looking for that fifth and final wave to the upside. At the very least, you're looking to take out $643. Now, because this entire section here is a sideways range. You can see we're developing a sideways range now. This wave 4 corrective move could extend. And why do I say that? Because if I go back, let's go back to our last corrective move here, our wave 2 corrective move. Your wave 2 corrective move, I guess it is very similar in time and price to your wave 4 corrective move. Very similar looking. So it could be done. But sometimes, actually I would say oftentimes, your wave 4 corrective moves are longer than your wave 2 corrective moves. So because of that, we do need to be aware that we have some important resistance within this move down. If we look at when you break a descending channel, you will often come sweep the liquidity of the second pivot of the channel, if not the entire liquidity trail. I say this a lot on my channel. Let's go ahead now and pull a Fibonacci retracement from the highs of the corrective move to the lows of the corrective move, and let's put on our golden pocket, which is a lower high rejection point, 593 to 597. Well, guys, I mean, how nice of confluence could this be? If we see a fake out here, hit up into the top, grab liquidity. Anytime you have a liquidity grab into a golden pocket, you should pay attention to it. Okay, so we do have that. So what we could be looking for over the next, let's say 2 weeks, 3 weeks with ZEC is we're looking for an impulse to the upside to take out your highs at 643 and possibly come up to like 750. We're looking for this. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, 4, 5. We're looking for a 5-wave impulse, right? Our wave 1 impulse could give us a rejection at this golden pocket. And then we could pull all the way back to the golden pocket. We would pull a golden pocket from this low to this high. And then we would look at this golden pocket, right? So that's where your wave 2 would be, around that golden pocket. I am looking to take some, because I did enter and add to my trade at 518. I've already set a limit TP at 595 because we have a very important liquidity grab into our golden pocket. And because of that, I have set a small TP there. I will also look for a small scalp short there, a scalp short position to come down to this golden pocket, wherever it's going to be. And then I will look to even add to the long again here, and I'll look for our wave 3 targets. I'll pull the 1.618 trend-based Fibonacci extinction. This is how we can work this. If you guys are going to be with me in the Telegram and on the live streams and the videos, I will try to walk you through this with me. We can try to do this together. And it's not guaranteed that it's going to play out exactly the way I'm saying, but we at least know the pivots and the places to look. So if you guys are not in a long, we do have long opportunity potentially to come up. I would definitely be waiting. As far as today's price action, you can see yesterday we hit the low, the 382 Fibonacci. I let you guys know in the Telegram that we were hitting that, and I was looking for long positions there. With this move, we have kind of this 3-wave move right now, as of right now. So this, and we do have overlap. Let me just show you here. We have overlap between the wave 1 highs and now your wave 4 lows. So we cannot say that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can't say that because there's overlap between the highs of 1 and the highs of 4, if it was a 1 and a 4. But because this is now a 3-wave corrective move, we could look for this being done. We could look for another move down and a new low and then start the move up. So I'm not saying that's going to happen. We could, what's more likely to me actually is we're going to see a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to explode up into 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, get that pullback, and then keep going here. I just wanted to let you guys know that if we do come down to this general area to take out these lows again, it could be a nice long opportunity to come up to the pitchfork midline in the, low to mid 700s here, guys. So very good opportunity on ZEC. I'm going to check Bitcoin for 1 second, and then I want to go to XRP for Jesus Save 77. Okay, guys, on Bitcoin, if we're looking at that double 1-2 impulse, 1, 2, 1, 2, we're in the 3. Now we're looking for a pullback in a 4. Where are we going to look to add to a long position or to get into a new long position? You're going to pull your Fibonacci from the lows of wave 3 to the highs of wave 3, and you're going to turn on your wave 4 targets, which are between the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement and the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement. Pretty much 81,000. It's at $80,966 on Coinbase. VWAP's there. Let's right now set an alert right there. Not copy. I didn't mean to do that. Add an alert. If we come down to that level during the stream and we see proper confirmation, I will be looking to add to a long position there. And then we can also start checking out where our highs could be as well. Okay, I want to go into XRP. XRP here. Nice move up today on XRP, busting straight through our resistance level. That's really awesome to see. So the reason I had this resistance level on the chart is, first of all, we were breaking out of we were bouncing from the POC of our range, and you can see we were in a triangle. Let me actually just extend this real quick. We've been in a triangle for quite some time on XRP, and this is 3 months or so, you know, just chopping between this triangle. We attempted to break out earlier on Friday, saw a small pullback to backtest the POC, and now we're seeing a real breakout here of this triangle. But because we had liquidity of the second or a pivot of the triangle, and we had also liquidity here, we had kind of a dual liquidity grab, and I believe that was into a daily level. Not a daily level. I think it was a naked daily point of control. Yeah, a naked daily point of control. So you can see we had, and let me just get rid of some of these old ones here. I got to get rid of that. Let me make sure. Sorry, guys. I just want to keep this chart up to date here. All right, so this guy needs to go here. Yeah, and you can see it was naked until today. It was naked, so hitting into that naked daily point of control there, busting straight through this. No liquidity grab yet, as seen. So if you don't get the liquidity grab, remember, guys, when you're trading a liquidity grab, you want to see the pierce above the level and then a fall below it. And then as soon as you fall below it, you can short. Stop goes above the wick. And then you're looking to target down, you know, wherever you're going to target. For me, that wouldn't be a good trade right there. But because we're breaking above the liquidity and the naked daily point of control and not really seeing a clear rejection right now, we are seeing a pullback, but not a clear rejection. I would be looking up, Jesus Save 77, I would be looking up a bit higher here. I would be looking up towards coming up to grab this pivot, or we can look at a couple different things here. Let me go ahead and zoom out to the daily. I just want to look at some. Yeah, we've already taken out this daily order block with this high. We really don't have, we have a daily level. I think that's, has that been tapped is the question. It looks like it was tapped the next day. So we don't really have any daily levels. We can look at our naked weekly points of control. All right, something. Oh, Ondo's going off. All right. Sorry, guys. I know that's annoying. No naked weeklies in that zone. I want to check Ondo real quick. I want to see how this looks. Jason just streamed 5 hours, huh? That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, I was actually live with Jason listening to the Crypto Clarity Act on his channel, actually. All right, we want to see a bounce here, guys. Let's see if we get, we don't have any proper confirmation. Actually, we do have, now that we just took out that low, you can see we just took out that low. That's why the alert is going off. We do have lower lows in the price action. We have higher lows in the momentum. We have bull divs on NAMI on the 12-minute. Let me go to the 15-minute. No 15-minute, and the money flow looks pretty bad. So right now, I would say the 15-minute is going to overpower what we just saw on the 12-minute. Let's go to the 5-minute. Yeah, money flow looking bad here. No bull divs. So for me, I'm not really looking to add right now. I would actually want to see a little bit of a local break in market structure and then a pullback to get that long. And I would probably add to the long here after a bullish break in market structure. But we'll see how this plays out. We have some time during the stream. Okay, back to XRP real quick. XRP. And then with XRP, honestly, G-Safe 77, we don't want to lose this 150, 108. If we start to lose this, then you could look for a potential dump, right? Because you grab liquidity into a naked daily. Yes, you did push a little bit higher. Now, on the other hand, let's go to the 8-hour chart. On the other hand, we're breaking out of the value area. Get rid of this. We're breaking out of the value area with a high amount of volume today. You can see this volume profile, and I'm just going to hide this triangle right now. You can see out of this volume profile, we're breaking out with a high amount of volume. Definitely we have to be careful, because if you grab liquidity and start to fall back underneath, you could come all the way back down to take out these lows. And I would like taking out those lows, because we do have liquidity into the value area low there. But if we're able to continue pushing up here, I would honestly not be looking for anything within this zone. There's nothing in here. The next level I would even look to short would be 160, or even coming up and taking out your highs at 167. No naked weeklies. We just checked those. There's no naked weeklies in that zone. Naked daily points of control. There's really none above us. Naked monthly points of controls. And let me just double check, because I'm not sure if I have that up to date. Yeah, next naked monthly is going to be all the way up at like 191, 191.6. I already have it on there. Yep, okay. And then we can check our weekly levels. All right, that's actually an old weekly. I need to get rid of that. We can actually just adjust that down to here. Now, what I will say, Jesus Save 77, about XRP is that, and I know we've talked about this in the past here. Let me just hide this volume profile. Our first initial move up, I'm going to go to the daily time frame. Our first initial move up from this low was a 3-wave move. You can see very clearly here a 3-wave move. Now, because it didn't start with an impulse, we could be looking at a longer prolonged correction in here, even a fake out to come grab this liquidity before dumping all the way back down to take out the low. But because the first bounce that we saw from the low was a 3-wave corrective move, it does make it more probable, not guaranteed, but more probable that the overall low on XRP is not in. You can see that our value area low of our next range, and it on the daily time frame, it looks different, but if you zoom into this little range, the value area low is just below us at like 107. This area at 107, 107.2, let's say. So I would be very careful. Oftentimes in these triangles, the market makers will pump out of the triangle just to grab liquidity. Everyone thinks it's breaking up. You grab liquidity and then you actually dump and take out the lows. So I would be very, very careful for that. And we'll monitor that, Jesus 77 in the live streams. I know you're pretty regular here, so we can keep an eye on that. But I would at least, if we're starting to, we have to be careful right now, because it looks like we could be starting to fake out of this liquidity grab into that naked daily. But if we close the daily candle at or above this high at 151, I would be at least expecting move up to 160, and we might get that move up to 167 to take out the overall liquidity of the triangle. And another thing that's going to be super important is we now need to close above the value area high. The value area high is at 146, let's say. So we want to definitely close the daily candle above 146. So far, look at this bullish engulfing candle on the daily. You have two red candles, and you have a bullish engulfing candle that engulfs both of them together. That is a sign of strength. And we're also in an overall uptrend, right? So it looks like locally in an uptrend here. So it looks like continued strength for XRP. I hope that answers the question for you, man. Let me know if you're looking at more low time frame stuff. But Jesus Save 77, thank you so much always for being so kind and supportive, and also for the super chats that you give. I appreciate that. Okay. Crypto Clan World, welcome in, man. It's good to see you in here as always, too. What's your thoughts on your EMA trading or on your moving average trading? Are we going up? Are you bullish? Okay, Serious Crypto, what's your TP for TAO long? TAO, oops, USD. Yeah, we were looking at grabbing some liquidity. Nice three-wave corrective move here. And it does look like this is an impulse. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. We're in a wave 4 pullback right now. So I would at least be expecting a new high on TAO. And we can be actually looking at a couple things here. What's important, guys? Liquidity. We have liquidity right here. That could be your wave 5 up to 351 to take out that liquidity. Let's check our trend-based Fibonacci extinction here. We surpassed the 1.618. So now what we can do is we can pull a Fibonacci retracement from the lows of wave 3 to the highs of wave 3, and we're coming down right into that zone between the 382 and the 0.5. I would say be careful. You're kind of in the middle of those zones, and we'll have to zoom in here to see what we're bouncing from. Let's go to the hourly chart. But yeah, it even looks like today's push up. 1, 2, 3. We're in a small 4 pullback right now. So you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you might be expecting new highs locally. But that would just be your wave 1 of the bigger daily 5th wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Right? So expecting more upside overall. I am on TAO. But what we can look at here, Serious Crypto, is we'll look at the local range. We can pull our volume profile of this upper range that we're in. We're breaking back inside the volume profile. We're holding it as support. Right now, actually, this could be the low of wave 4. We could be about to see 1, 2, your 3 breaks you up inside the volume profile. Your 4 back test the value area low. And where's your 5 going to come up to? I would say to grab this liquidity at the POC. That's the highest likelihood to me right now. So we could be looking for another take profit locally at around 314, 313 to 314. Okay, and that would only be the wave 1 of a much bigger impulse up to 351 or higher. But it does look like TAO wants some more upside for us. We got to be careful if we do start to lose the value area low, like on this dump right, on this pullback right now. If we start to lose it, like, yes, you could wick down a little bit to hit the VWAP and then continue. But if you start to lose it, then that's when we could say, uh-oh, we got to be careful that was a 3-wave corrective move. And I would be expecting to come down to the 0.5 at 287. Not naked monthlies. We don't want naked monthlies here. We want naked weeklies. All right, this is for this week, so we're not paying attention to it yet. And we want naked dailies. Yeah, nothing really. I mean, we have a naked daily up at like 324-ish, let's say, 324. I'm not quite looking up there yet. I would look to first take out 314 and see what happens after taking out 314. See if it's going to be a liquidity grab and then a pullback, or if you're going to continue pushing up. But TAO does look pretty good. Let's go out, zoom out to the daily time frame. Do we have any? No bear divs. You are starting to see, well, you were on NAMI. You can see here on NAMI, you did have some bear divs. So that is giving you this wave 4 pullback that's been lasting this whole week. But money flow is now coming up again, and we got a green dot yesterday. Very good. That means the wave 4 could be over. And now we're expecting on the daily time frame a 5th wave. And actually, I would really be expecting overall to take out the high here. I'd be expecting pretty much to come to value area high. But that's going to take you, it's not going to happen this week. You know, it's going to take time on the daily time frame. So yeah, locally, your local TPs, your most local TP, in my opinion, not financial advice, 314 would be an area where I'd be looking, then 351, and then really coming up to value area high at like 405. But look at this volume profile, a much larger volume profile. What happened, guys? You were underneath the value area low. You break back up. And this, by the way, this is very clear. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A 5-wave move up, followed by a 3-wave corrective move down. So we should be looking to take out this high, even if it's a larger A, B, C. We should be looking to take out the high at 378. And now, knowing now locally, you're in a 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking to come up to take out I'm looking for upside. Let me say that. So it looks good on TAO. Now, could the pullback continue for a couple days to come down to 287? Yes, it could. We do have an order block down there in this area. I mean, the order block's already been filled with the 2 days later. Let's see if we got anything on the 8-hour here. No, money flow starting to curve up again, green dot. You're looking for your money flow on NAMI, just entered back into the green here. After those 8-hour bear divs, you can see these bear divs on the 8-hour played out. Bear divs on the 8-hour played out. It played out with this move down. So looking pretty nice, man. I say TAO is primed for more upside in the next coming days to weeks. With the caveat of your wave 4 might not be over, and you might make, I would say the low is close. It might come down to 287 first, but looking pretty good. I just want to check Ondo again real quick. I really am looking to add to my long position on Ondo. All right, starting to break the VWAP down. That is not a good sign. As long as we don't overlap the high at 39.48, we're good. Actually, never mind. You also in a wave 4 don't want to hit the golden pocket, and it looks like we're now hitting the golden pocket. Yeah, hitting golden pocket right now. Okay, so unfortunately, guys, what we could say now, because of this move up from yesterday, there is a chance this could be a 3-wave corrective move, and now we're going to come take the low again. Let's pull our trend base Fibonacci extinction. But we did pass the 1.618 Fibonacci, trend base Fibonacci extinction. So because of that, it's more likely to be an impulse. But you said, wait, Divine Hood, we just invalidated the impulse by hitting the golden pocket. Yes, we did invalidate a single impulse, a single 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in a more bullish scenario, we could still be seeing a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you get your big 3, and then now we get some 4, 5s after. It is not the best looking because your primary wave 1 and your primary wave 2 are shorter than your secondary wave 1 and your secondary wave 2. So there is a little bit of less of probabilities of that. What I would say is we're at golden pocket. We're at the VWAP. We don't really have the greatest confirmation here to enter the trade. So personally, if I was not in a long on Ondo right now, I would not take it yet. I would be waiting for at least some sign of strength here, some sign of recovery. But we can pull also our golden pocket from the low of the entire move from yesterday's low to today's highs. Yeah, and that is a nice support resistance flip. So the golden pocket at like 38.9 to 38.8 is a nice support resistance flip as well. You can see here, support in here, resistance in here, and now it could act as support again. All right, we'll go on. I'm going to look at Niku's. He had a list there. I want to just check out Nico. I'm not going to cover all those back to back in order, but I'll look at Hype because you put Hype first. So we'll look at Hype, and then we can look at if we have some time, we can look at some of those other ones as well. Hype, USD, Hyperliquid. Okay. Wow, it's pumping. And I think I have another chart of this USDT. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we're looking. Okay, we already have it laid out here. 1, 2, 1, 2. We have our 3 here. We have a 4 here. We have a 5 here. We have another 4 here. We're looking for a 5, another 5 to the upside to break above the high at $45. Now, it looks like, and I understand, let me just hide some of this. This looks really messy, really chaotic. We are looking for, let me just do this. Sorry, guys, I don't want to delete that quite yet. We rejected the golden pocket in a B wave, A, B. Now we were looking for another low in a C, but we're getting an extended correction in here. So we'll go ahead and delete that. We're getting an extended correction, but we're still looking for at least one more high to take out 45.78. What we could be looking at now in here, well, first off, as far as range trading goes, we have a very clear, valid range. This is our sideways range up here. You came down to value area low. You did front run it just a little bit. You grabbed the liquidity of both of these lows, and now this is clearly an impulse to the upside. This impulse I would expect, because we know it's, first of all, we know that this was a completed move down, three-wave move down. It's completed because we've broken market structure. We've also broken that lower high right here. It's where we're at right now. And we could be looking at, instead of an ABC like this, we're looking at a bigger flat in here. You had your flat, and now this is the start of an impulse up to take out the high at 345. So I would be at least looking for, it looks like this is all a wave one right now. You could be looking at a wave one to come up to take out these highs, pull back in a wave two to golden pocket, and then 3, 4, 5. We would have to kind of keep an eye on that. This is straight up. Yeah, that's straight up. So that's impulsive. Volume is increasing drastically on that push up. And actually, I would say it's not entirely straight up. It looks like a very clear start of a 5-wave move. 1, 2, 3. So what we would maybe be expecting, because liquidity is always important, guys. Remember that. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. The monthly level has already been tapped. It was tapped up here, but it is still relevant, okay? What I would say is this high right here was the start of this 3-wave corrective move. That there's going to be liquidity resting above that high. So for today's impulse, we have 44.79. We have an SFP level, a liquidity level, 44.79. Did we just grab it? We double topped it, man, at least on this exchange. So I'd be very careful here, because what we're looking for is a 1, 2, 3. I would be expecting a pullback in a 4, and I would be expecting to come at least down to 43.61. But you could take a long off 43.61, depending on what happens. We want to see the actual proof of support. And then I would be looking to take out that high of 45.78, the other high. This guy right in here. And that could all be part of your wave one, guys. This could all be part of a wave one of a much bigger impulse to the upside. You might even look on this impulse right here to come up to this purple box. It might just continue up here to the purple box. 47-ish dollars. 47 to 48-ish. Very, very nice bullish engulfing candle on the daily time frame. And yeah, I mean, guys, so this is our range. This definitely does look like a corrective flat in here. Running flat, or yeah, just a regular kind of flat zigzag correction there. And now this starts to look like an impulse. I mean, there's no other way I could look at that. That's straight up price action with a huge increase in volume. And remember, looking from this low, we're looking at a double 1-2 impulse. 1, 2, 1, 2. You had your big 3 here. You had a 4 here. You had a 5 here. All of this is another 4. And now we're looking for another 5 to take out that high. I would really be looking up to 47 is going to be important, because it's the value area high of your upper range. We have some liquidity resting at like 50, but it's also a naked weekly point of control and a weekly level right in this purple box at 47. So I'd be watching for a potential, your final wave 5 to end at 47 or higher. It looks good though. Money flow is, if today's daily candle closes like a bullish engulfing candle like this, money flow is probably going to curve back up into the green on Market Cipher. And you can see on NAMI, it's already heavily in the green with a green dot printed yesterday. And I'm telling you guys, NAMI is awesome. It prints faster than Market Cipher B. Speaking of that, guys, I do want to take a second to shout out the partners of the channel. The main partner of the channel is BYDFI. They are a VPN and KYC free exchange. All you need is an email and a password to sign up. If you do sign up using my affiliate link in the description below, you can get a minimum of 20% discounts on trading fees, and you can actually earn up to 40% discounts on your trading fees. You do have to deposit some large amounts to get that discount. They're offering up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses, depending on the amount of volume you trade in the markets. But guys, all these altcoin trades that I'm going through right now, the Bitcoin trades that we're going through right now, that is all on the futures market, USDT contract futures market. So just by trading on the exchange, you can earn extra money paid out in real Bitcoin or real USDT just by trading on the exchange, up to $8,100 extra. In my opinion, that's a really good incentive. They're also offering some of the best initial deposit bonuses in the entire industry. For instance, if you deposit $100, you can get a 50% deposit bonus. If you you'll get a 20% deposit bonus up to $1,000 deposit. And then you can get a 10% deposit bonus up to a $20,000 deposit. So deposit $20,000, you get $2,000 bonus for free. That you do need to KYC level 1 in order to qualify for the bonuses, but they are there and they are really good incentives. I've also partnered with BYDFI to create a Telegram community where it's a private community, but it is free. I try to keep you guys updated on what's going on with Bitcoin throughout the day. I try to let you guys know on all these alerts that we're setting during these streams. If I get an alert that goes off when I'm not live or when I'm not making a video, I will try to post in the Telegram and let you guys know, hey, I'm taking the trade. Hey, I'm not taking the trade. Hey, there's confirmation. There's no confirmation. If you guys are interested in getting those alerts or like the notifications that I send, all you have to do is join the Telegram and just join BYDFI, deposit the minimum amount, and in the link of this video or live stream, there is a link to Telegram. Click that Telegram link, and once you're in that Telegram verify channel, type in /verify and then your BYDFI user ID, and that'll get you into the Telegram. And once you're in, guys. The money that you're depositing into the exchange is not money you're paying me. It's not money you're paying BYDFI. It's your money. We're just having you deposit it on the exchange in hopes that you will try out the exchange, that you will like the good fees, the order book, the UI, all that stuff, and start using the exchange. But it's your money. So remember, just join BYDFI, deposit the minimum amount, and then you type in /verify in your user ID on the Telegram link in the description, and it will get you in. Second partner of the channel is Blowfin. It's another non-KYC exchange that I'm partnered with. Blowfin is offering VIP1 for 30 days. If you deposit $5, you can get a $10 voucher, and they have some pretty good net deposit bonuses as well. You can see 20% on $100, all the way up to if you deposit $10,000, you can get a $1,000 futures bonus. That is a way to support the channel, guys. All of these affiliate links are ways to support the channel, to say thank you. You also can hit the like button if you want to say thank you. I have two non-KYC exchanges. The two non-KYC exchanges are MEXC and Bybit. Bybit's offering up to $30,000 in futures trading bonuses, and MEXC's offering a 10% initial deposit bonus up to $1,000. And then the last partner of the channel, we covered it a little bit, is NAMI. NAMI is this momentum and money flow indicator you see at the bottom of your screen. And I use it for confirmations on trades, guys. As we're coming down to a support level or up to a resistance level, I'm not just randomly entering the trade because it's a level. I look at my oscillators to see if we have bear dips, to see how money flow looks. And since I've been using NAMI as a confirmation to enter trades, it has gotten me into the trades that are far more probable to play out, and it's kept me out of the trades that are less likely to play out, and my profits have drastically increased. If you're interested, I've partnered with NAMI to get you guys 50% off, so click the affiliate link in the description, and when you're checking out on the website, type in Divine50 into the promotion discount code box, and you guys can get 50% off NAMI. Okay, let me go ahead and check Bitcoin very quickly here. I want to see what is happening. All right, I mean, it is starting to look like maybe a possible triangle developing in a wave 4. We could be looking at some sort of triangle developing here, guys, for a wave 4. And triangles are common in wave 4s. I would want this to extend a little bit longer, or I would want this to continue down a little bit more to hit that 382, and then I would want to see that move up. That would be your first 5, then you'd be looking for another 4 and then another 5. Something similar looking to this. overall, looking for continuation to the upside on Bitcoin. Now, today's daily candle close, if we close above 81.5, let's say it's 81.490, 81.500, that is going to be a nice sign of strength for Bitcoin probably to take out the highs at 82.8, because it would be our first big daily candle close while markets were open since we've hit this pitchfork. Okay, let me scroll down to the bottom of the chat, guys. I'm sorry, it is getting harder and harder to read every single message. Oh, ETH and Solana. Yes, thank you so much, Vinesh. Vishnesh, thank you for that. Solana, guys, I talked about this last week on the live stream for Solana. And on Tuesday, I believe it was on Tuesday, we talked about this. First off, Solana's been so nice. I shorted $91. I was a little bit late. We had a naked monthly point of control, a golden pocket. I deleted that box. Then we came down, we hit this support level where I longed. It was a daily level at 81.54. It was your value area low. We had liquidity there, and it was a golden pocket, I believe. And now we're pushing up. We're breaking above the value area high. You can see here on last Wednesday, we were chopping around the value area high. We broke through it, and we closed the weekly candle above it. So when you start to close candles above the value area high, you look for a couple things. You look for liquidity levels and volume levels. We had a naked weekly point of control at 73.8. We only saw a small pullback, and then we kept going. We kept going up to the top, the range highs. We're in a 3-month long range. This range here is 3 months long. We just came up earlier this week and SFP'd the range highs. By the way, I took profit exactly at 97.7, and I let you guys know that while I was doing it. It was also our 1-to-1 trend-based Fibonacci extinction. If we're looking at this whole move as A, B, C, take out the highs, we could see a big move down now. That's the bearish scenario. But I said, how do we know which one's going to play out? Do we know if, let me just zoom out to the daily here. Do we know if this was a overall kind of flat range in here where now you're going to dump, or if this is, 1, 2, 1, 2, we're going to start to push up and pump. We were looking at, first off, A, B, C to take out the highs. We did. Now, in the bullish scenario, you're going to come down. You're going to bounce from the back test of the value area high. And then you would want to start pushing up here and continuing to break up. I said, let's look for the long position to add to the long position, because I took out, when I took profit here, it was 80% of my long was now taken out from down here. But I want to stay in that long position. I want to keep adding and riding the trend. So I told you guys, if we get down to $90 to 89.7, I am going to look to long, just because I'm already in a long trade and I'm okay adding there. My stop loss is still going to be appropriate. So I did add to the long at 89.97. And now what we're seeing after grabbing liquidity, we are rejecting in that zone between the 1-to-1 and the 1.236. But even if this is going to be a bigger dump, even if this is going to be a wave 1, a pull to golden pocket and a wave 2, and then you're going to get your big wave 3, 4, 5, and you're going to dump here, I'm still looking for a retrace, at least to your local lower high golden pocket. So and if it's the bullish scenario, you're going to keep going to make new highs. So that's why this area was really important to look to add to along, or to enter along. We talked about that before it happened, guys. I think it was on Tuesday we talked about that, or it was last Friday we talked about that. And I know actually on Tuesday we talked about it too, because I told you guys on Tuesday I grabbed liquidity, and if we come down there, I am looking to add. Okay, so we have come down there. We've hit it. We're bouncing pretty nicely. What we now need to watch for in the bearish case scenario. Well, first off, I do have to say this does look more like a 3-wave corrective move overall. So if it's a 3-wave corrective move, now we're looking for impulses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to take out the highs, right? But in the bearish case scenario, that all of this is a wave, an impulse 1, 2, 3, and this is real small, but you could classify that as a 4, and then you could classify that as a 5. then we're looking to come up to around the golden pocket. So let's pull our golden pocket from the highs of the move to the lows of the move. You can see your golden pockets coming in around 95. Now, I don't like how it's below this liquidity, so I'm also going to look at the 786 as well. We're going to look at golden pocket 786. All right, I like the 786 a lot better because it's above the liquidity and it's right at the back test of that pitchfork band, that very important pitchfork band. And it's also right next to your 1-to-1 trend-based Fibonacci extinction. So let's just make this only the 786. I would be, and then we can look at naked daily points of controls. Nothing in there. We do have a daily level above us. It's a little bit higher than your 786 though. Oops. So I would be looking at a potential resistance in this general zone. And actually I'm going to bring it down to where that liquidity high is. So this zone could be a potential resistance in the bearish case scenario. So I will look to, I added at 87 point, or at 89.9, I added to my long position. So what I will be doing is looking to at least take some profit here, no matter what. No matter what, I'm going to take some profit there just to lock in this move up. But it could be in the macro bearish scenario, 1, 2, and then you're going to see a big dump way lower. In the bullish scenario, corrective move, we're going to start taking out the highs. If you're looking for a long now, you could be looking at scalps with proper risk management because this could be classified as a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Looks like this right now is a flat in a wave 4, so you'd want to take out this low into your VWAP. Let's actually pull that. We'll set an alert, and if it happens during the stream, we'll look at taking a scalp long from this area. I can go on another exchange or I can add to my other long. But if we take out 92.29, SFP it into the VWAP and then start to move up, we'd be looking for a fifth and final wave. So the way we would do that is we would take the long position upon reclaiming the low. The stop would probably be going, like if it's going to bounce off VWAP, it would be below that wick low. And your TP1 would just be above the highs. That's still almost a 5-to-1 risk to reward scalp right there. You could leave some of it open for here, and then you could leave some of it open to take out the overall highs. I mean, really, really good opportunity there. And the reason why we're looking for that is because we're looking at this move up today as a 1, 2, 3, flat and a 4, and then a 5. That could be your wave 1. Then you might get the pullback to golden pocket. Then you might get the move up. You know, so we got to see. But as far as scalps go, during the stream, we might be able to get a scalp long to at least take out this high from earlier today. It is a major decision point for Bitcoin at the 80K levels. It is also a major decision point for Solana with the SFP of the range highs at your 1-to-1 trend-based Fibonacci extinction. So that is why I am not clear. I do not have enough data yet on if we're going to see a big crash to take out, you know, really I would be expecting to take out your $76 lows and maybe your even $67 or $75 lows. We don't know yet. The back test here was super important. That just happened yesterday. Depending on what happens here, we could either get the rejection and the big move down, or this was a 3-wave corrective move, and now we're going to continue up. So I can't give you guys a super strong bias on the macro time frame one way or the other. I actually suspected, and I still kind of do, that this was a 3-wave corrective move, and I'm hoping this is not the case, but I'm kind of feeling like it might be, that we might be seeing a big dump. Now we are getting more data though, since I've thought that. And zooming out here, if this move didn't happen yesterday, I would be so much more confident that we're going to continue higher. But you can see there is a valid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is a valid way to count this as an impulse to the downside. That is my only concern. And if it is impulse complete, you get a corrective move up, and then you continue moving down. Now, if we look at a couple different support levels lower, 87.8 to 87.3, or like 88 to 87.3, we have a daily level there. We have a golden pocket there. And I believe there was a naked daily point of control. From this, no, okay, never mind. No naked dailies in there. It still looks like valid support there for me. And then even more important support, though, is where you do have volume support. We have our 786 Fibonacci, our naked daily point of control, our range point of control, and an anchored VWAP in that $85 zone, 85 to like 85.5. So that is more important support. This, okay support, this, good support. First, we have to break down from this. And this is why I longed there, because I do believe that there's a possibility that might hold. Okay, now let's go on to ETH. ETH is coming down to our support box, guys. Anchored VWAP. I would have liked to grab these lows, and we still might just be doing this until we actually grab those lows. But we are coming down to that box, the anchored VWAP in confluence with that liquidity. What I will say about ETH is we've had this descending channel that we're trading in. Actually, and I would even pull it to this one. So let me hide the bigger descending, ascending channel. We are trading within a descending channel. Could we come down, and you can see we keep rejecting from the midline. Midline rejection, Wednesday. Midline rejection right now. If we do make another new low into the bottom of the channel, grabbing that liquidity, we could look for a long in this area. You can see from the highs, this does look like a corrective channel. Volume is kind of getting lower and lower and lower. The nodes, you can see the nodes. Lower, 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 right? Wow, Ethereum, the way volume looks on Ethereum, this is like market open, this is market close. Market close, market open. Market close, market open. I'm not 100% sure, but it's some sort of trend where you're seeing high spikes in volume during certain times, followed by a low spike in volume. So I would suggest that it's market. Same thing on Ethereum is with Bitcoin, guys. 1, 2, 1, 2, big 3 here. Are we pulling back to a 4 right now before seeing a 5, a 4, and a 5? We did not take out the liquidity at 23.23. Let's actually look, what I would be doing is pulling a volume profile of all the price action inside of this corrective channel. Not including this, guys. This is part of an impulse. I mean, you could, but I'm going to be pulling it from all the price action within the channel. We are breaking back inside the volume profile. We are rejecting from the POC, but now we watch for the back test of the value area low. We're trying to find re-acceptance back inside this volume profile. So chop around, break back in, back test, you expect higher. And I would expect to take out at least the high from Wednesday. And then we could pull a golden pocket. Let me actually put that back on. We'll pull a golden pocket from our last kind of big rejection of the value area high to our lows that we created on Wednesday. And let's look at our golden pocket. And guess what, guys? Where do you have your golden pocket? Right into that liquidity. Anytime you see a liquidity grab into golden pocket, pay attention. Here we go. Boom. Liquidity grab into golden pocket. Set an alert. Let's do this. SFP short. Let's see if we get it. We might be able to even get a small pullback. Now, depending on how this happens, guys, because we have 1, 2, 1, 2, this is a 3. If we get a 4 and we come up here and we get a 5 here, you could be looking for a short, but you would be looking for a short only probably down to the local golden pocket. And you would want to look for the golden pocket pulled from wherever this low is to wherever this high is, not a main golden pocket. So it would be a scalp short opportunity from 23.25, 23.30-ish. It would have to be something like, and a short after you lose the level, right? After you lose the high. Let's just say we came up and we hit the 0.65 and we rejected there. My first TP would probably be around the golden pocket. That is still a profitable and proper risk to reward ratio, a 3.5 risk to reward ratio. And on the other hand, if we're going to bounce from the VWAP right now, we could even be looking for a scalp long opportunity. Let's say we bounce from the VWAP, we get in a little bit late, our stop goes below the wick, and we target that golden pocket liquidity grab. Very nice scalp risk to reward trade with calculated risk. So there is plenty of opportunity right now in the markets, guys. This market is really being nice to trade here. Altcoins are finally starting to pop off and finally starting to move. Okay, so that was Bitcoin, that was Ethereum. For Ethereum, let's just watch this. I don't want this dump to get too more aggressive, but Bitcoin still hasn't come down to the 382 yet. So we know that as long as Bitcoin's kind of chopping and bleeding, the altcoins will bleed a little bit faster. Yeah, watch that 2287 to about, and you might come down a little bit further to hit the value area low, 2282, let's say. Mind Tapestry, you said, I saw you set an alert on Sui the other night. Have you checked it again? I'm respecting your levels. It is respecting your levels. Okay, Sui. I probably set an alert. Let me see here. Did I set an alert? Well, first off, we're hitting that golden pocket. Look at where the rejection was at the golden pocket, 141. Perfect. You're seeing a pullback here. We're looking for a pullback in a wave 4. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. We're looking for a pullback between the 382 or between the 0.5. And then we're looking for a fifth and final wave. And I would say it's either going to come up to 145, 150, or even a little bit higher in this where that 786 Fibonacci is up there. Yeah, so I'm not exact. I think I set the alert where that 382 was, but we're not really getting a good bounce. Now, this is a daily pullback, right? And you can see your wave 2 pullback took 12 days. We've only been pulling back for like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. You might see something like this. And then we get the move up. Right? Look at this. Initial dump, couple days of upside, and then more. And then you get the move up. But we have surpassed the 1.618, making it more likely that this is an incomplete impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Incomplete impulse. We've broken out of the value area high with a high amount of volume. So now all we can do is zoom in on the lower time frames. And man, this looks so good, actually. You guys, remember how I talk about you get the initial fast move down and then you start that corrective channel? Well, this looks very nice. Look at, as we're decreasing in this descending channel, volume is getting lower and lower and lower. Pure sign of a correction. Now, we're not really holding the 382. I would be looking at that 0.5, 114, like 115, let's say. 114.8. You do have a bit of an imbalance, a fair value gap in here. You can see with this candle, this wick only comes to here. This wick only comes to here. So there is going to be a fair value gap. It has been filled to the halfway mark. Now, sometimes you will bounce from the halfway point of a fair value gap. That's why I like this indicator, Anchi, guys. If you look at fair value gap by Anchi and you mark it out, it'll show you, or you can do a setting where it will show you where the halfway mark of a fair value gap is, because sometimes you get a bounce from the halfway gap of a fair value gap. You can see here, it's got a little tick where that, I don't know if you guys can see that. Like you see this little tick here where it shows that halfway mark. Halfway mark. Actually, the halfway mark was right here. I'm sorry. But that's where your candle body ended on the 4 hour. So what we can look at is, let's zoom in a little bit on the 1 hour. And I want to pull this channel. We got the initial aggressive move down. We got a lower high, and then now we're starting the channel. So I pull the channel from this high to that high, second high, lower high, and I'm going to pull it down to that initial, the first low right there. This is the channel we're looking at. You get the initial move down, and now we're paying attention to this choppy price action. We attempted to break out of the channel, but we're falling back in. So I would at least be looking to drop to the midline of the channel, probably to take out the lows here. And then we could even look at, there's two things you could do. You could pull a volume of the entire corrective channel. Yeah, you're rejecting the value area low. You've lost value area low. Reject, 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 reject. I would expect to take out the lows locally. Once we take out those lows, that's a different story. So what we'll do here, Mind Tapestry, is we will set an alert on this low at 117.67. And you could do this on your own charts if you want to, just so you have it. But we can look for an SFP long there. I would be looking maybe to come down a little bit lower to hit the channel, the midline of the channel. So like 116.4, you know, maybe all the way down to 116. And we do have to remember we could come down to that 0.5 at 114.8. But it does look like this is a corrective move down, slow and choppy, grindy, overlappy, corrective move down. And for me, because we've lost the value area low and we keep rejecting, I would expect to take out the local low from yesterday. And what we could even look at now, if you want to zoom in even more, we can look at since yesterday's low. This is like scalp stuff. We have a very clear sideways range since yesterday's low. So you could even look to scalp that. You would zoom in, take your volume profile, zoom in. Yeah, you're at the value area low right now. You're grabbing some liquidity into the value area low. You might see a small bounce here. If you bounce here, I would just be expecting something like that. I personally wouldn't even try to trade that bounce. I would be waiting to grab the low. But yeah, rejection, value area high in here. A little bit of a deviation, a little bit of deviation, bounce from POC. You're at value area low. Okay, Doge. Yes, Vishnes, you're welcome, man. Thank you for the kind comment, man, and much love to you as well. I want to check Bitcoin real quick, and let me get a drink of water, guys. Okay, Dogecoin, let's do... I haven't done TA on Dogecoin in quite a while. Looks like we're coming up to a pitchfork midline. Yeah, I would be very careful here, guys. Major pitchfork midline. We did break out of this lower range. You can see we've broken out of this lower range in here. But we've now taken out the range highs today. Look at this. This is very important. Range highs into your pitchfork midline. You're grabbing that liquidity today. Gosh, this could be really good too, because we also have the potential for bear divs on the daily. Higher highs here. You could have lower highs. It's not confirmed yet. NAMI, it's not confirmed yet either, but I would very closely be watching for a major rejection from this area, at least to come back test the value area high. So definitely not longing on Doge right now. I would never. Here. And get rid of this now. And then we kind of have a range. Well, first off, let's mark out some of our daily levels. Like this was a daily that we just hit, so I'm not going to mark it out. We have a daily support level below us. I'll look at our weeklies real quick. Yeah, not until we get all the way down to 9 cents. So I won't mark that out yet, but yeah, nothing too much in here. All right. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. And then you have a range that's forming. You can see after the breakout of the value area high, oops. After the breakout of the value area high, we're now starting to form a range right here. So you could play that range. What is super important, guys, that didn't happen, you can see we front ran the liquidity on Wednesday, and we front ran the touching of the pitchfork. Today, dang it, I wish I would have taken that short. That looks like a nice short to me, guys, because we do have bear divs on the 4 hour. Money flow looks decent, but it's overall draining out. I want to check our 8 hour here. Yeah, bear divs confirmed on the 8 hour. 1, 2, 3 drives of bear div confirmed. Your money flow's curving down. This could be a very nice swing short opportunity to come down to 10 cents. Or even to take out these range lows here. But let's pull our volume profile of this small range that we've been in. Okay, you are breaking out of the value area high. Let's see. Do I want to include that dip down? I don't know if I want, because there's a big pump here and a big dump here. So I want to be more in the sideways zone. Yeah, and it is being respected. So I mean, money flow doesn't look so bad right now. What's going to be important for today is, are you going to close above or below 11.75? If you can get, by the end of the day, if you can get above it and close above the pitchfork midline and that liquidity level, there is room to continue to the upside. And maybe a lot of room to continue to the upside. But you have to be careful here, because this could be a major zone where you reject. Remember, Solana took its range highs right into an important resistance and then rejected. Took its range highs into important resistance and then rejected. We could be seeing Doge be doing that right now in the next days to week. And you do have money flow overall curving out. Now it's going up very locally today just because of the pump and stuff. But I would be careful. Let's go to the 1 hour. Yeah, and so what you could be looking at is, I mean, this almost looks like an A, B, in some sort of contracting diagonal here in a C. We can pull that trend line. If you start to lose this very steep trend line in here, actually we pull it like that, you can see this very, very steep trend line. Bounce, bounce, bounce. You wick a little bit, but the candle body bounce. Yeah, you might see a bigger dump. And if we're going to dump, we can pull a Fibonacci from the lows of the range, this small range that we're in right now, to the highs that we made today. Okay, your golden pocket is right on a daily level. That right there is very important. And then you do have liquidity right underneath it. But that would be a pretty nice level. Let's see if we have a naked daily point of control in there. We don't, but we have a naked daily point of control that is going to be where the 786 Fibonacci is going to be. So if I take that same fib pool and I add on the 786, close to it. Actually, I want to look at our naked weeklies. Okay, nothing really close to us. But this is important, guys. This rejection we saw right here, even right now, would have been a nice scalp. If you bounce from VWAP, you're probably going to make another attempt, at least coming up to touch the pitchfork. So since we missed the short, we could, and we're seeing intermediate to low time frame bear divs, what we can do is we can pull a golden pocket from the highs today to the lows. And I'm not sure this is going to be the low, but right now it's our current low. And look at where your golden pocket would be coming in. So we might be able to get a short at this 11.712. I'm going to add an alert there, and we're going to put short, and we'll look to maybe possibly short that move up. But we want to see this like grindy and slow. And then you get the big breakdown. And what I would be doing then in that case, guys, if you're going to short this golden pocket, it's a zone actually. I would say this is the zone. Golden pocket 786. But let's just say we're going to, for this sake, we're going to short the golden pocket. Stop is going to go above the high. My first TP would be the daily in the bigger golden pocket. So that is a nice risk to reward ratio. And then I would be leaving some of it open for way lower. Actually, I would leave some of it open to take out the range lows. That would probably be a TP2. And then I would even look to see a much, much bigger breakdown as well. That's the macro bearish scenario. And of course, if we keep dropping a little bit more here, we'll have to readjust that volume profile. Or excuse me, not volume profile, the Fibonacci. On the macro time frame, it is a very, very important day for Doge. If you reject here, I mean, it could, let me go back to Bitcoin and look at Bitcoin's same bearish pitchfork. Bounce from the bottom of the pitchfork, you wick a little bit past it, but you bounce from the bottom of the pitchfork, resistance, 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 failed auction, resistance, resistance, flip to support. Now you move up here. You could see something like this on Doge too, kind of like a head and shoulders type pattern, right? Or, I mean, just a range that forms where then you break down. So Doge might be a week behind Bitcoin, maybe 2 weeks behind Bitcoin, but Doge could see the same exact type of thing here where, and actually for Doge, and I know, I'm sorry this chart is so messy, guys. I know that I don't keep an object tree on Doge because I don't trade it. But what I would be looking for is a potential head and shoulders up here, or a what we call distribution, right? So you have your tap 1 here. This would be a tap 2. Let's say you get a pullback and take out that low. And then you get another move up to reject again from that pitchfork midline, and that creates that distribution or head and shoulders, and then it breaks down. So that would be over the next couple of months, but very nice. Actually, Doge, we're at nice technical levels on Doge right now, and I like this. I gotta say I like this for a potential short. Not yet, not here, not right now. If we make it up to that local golden pocket, and really we could be chopping in here for another week, another 2 weeks. Just got out of a short from 81.3. Now you're waiting for 80.9. Fresh Crubby, welcome in, man. And you're looking for a short from 80, or a long. I'm assuming you're looking for a long at 80.9. Yeah, it's pretty much same thing. 81 to 81.9, or like 81K. That's where your VWAP is going to be, and that's where your 382 is going to be. And with a double 1-2 impulse, 1-2, 1-2, 3, oftentimes your 4 bounces from the 382, not from the 0.5, in very strong impulses. So I would be looking around 81K. And then we'd be looking, me personally, I would be looking, if I'm entering a fresh long position, I would be looking for a bounce. I would enter long upon actually seeing it hold. So you'd get in a little bit late, right? You'd get in maybe up here, not exactly at 81. Stop would go below the low, and my first TP would just be those highs. And that's still a really good trade there. Really good 6-to-1 risk to reward ratio trade. And then I would only take 50% upon taking out that high. Because remember, because we have a 1-2, 1-2 here, we now need a 4, 5, 4, 5. We would need one more high after that. So I would take 50% out as soon as we break this high. And then when we come down to our local golden pocket, I would add that back. So I'd pull a golden pocket from wherever that low was to wherever that high was. And I'd be looking at that golden pocket to re-add that back in. And then I would take it out again, 50% out again on that second high. Maybe 75% out on that second high. But this is kind of what we're looking for here, guys. Now, these are like scalp trades, so you'd have to be pretty active watching the charts, watching for the bounce here. You'd mark it in once you see it. Set the limit TP exactly at the high. And then after that happens, then you could pull this golden pocket for your second 4 and your second 5. Guys, how does the mic sound? Does the mic sound okay right now? I will check gold for sure. Actually, I'm still in my long on gold. I've since added to it. I entered gold long at 42.06, I believe it was. I entered my long on gold over a month ago. I've been in it, or about a month ago it was. When we came down on gold, when we came down here and bounced from the pitchfork, I entered at 42.06. Yeah, when we started to reclaim this box. Now, what happened on gold, guys? We got back. So you can see gold had a very, very nice. This is on the macro time frame. So let me first go to the daily time frame. Gold had a very nice impulse, correction, impulse, a three-wave corrective move. Now, could this be another corrective move before another low and some sort of contracting diagonal? Yes, it could. So there's a possibility we reject, because I did take some profit right here because we are rejecting a golden pocket here. But what we are seeing now is if we look at this entire corrective move from the highs, and we're looking at this corrective range in here, remember, we're looking for it to take some time, maybe 6 months, maybe longer, you know, but that corrective range, we had a pretty clear three-wave move down right here. What I'm looking at is we came back, we broke back up inside the volume profile. We bounced from the value area low. Now we're coming up to our key local resistance, POC golden pocket. If we reject this, I would expect to make a new low below 4,500 pretty much. It looks like we're starting to reject it. Shoot, I might have to take some out of that long position. Let me pull this volume profile all the way. But you can see here how we're just in a range right now up in this area since Wednesday. We're in a range, but I would be looking at even the bigger range since we got back inside the volume profile. So this bigger sideways range, you're at the value area low right now. But because you're so close to grabbing the liquidity from Tuesday, I would at least be expecting to grab the liquidity from Tuesday. Honestly, this looks pretty bad to me. You can see these higher highs in here. You have the lower highs here, money flow draining out, crossing into the red. So that looks pretty bad for a rollover, for actual rollover and breakdown here. 4-hour chart. Yeah, you did have bear divs. Higher highs here, lower highs here, money flow crossing into the red, bear divs across the board. Let's go to the 8-hour chart. Money flow still looking pretty bad on the 8-hour. And locally on NAMI, you can see we did print those bear divs. Higher highs here. From that high to that high, lower highs here. Yeah, and then in that case, you would have to say this is kind of a three-wave corrective move in here. Rejecting from a lower high golden pocket. Losing your POCs. Daily time frame, oh, man, yeah, it doesn't look the best. You could see NAMI's quicker than Market Cipher. So if we're looking on, I guess this bear div already played out. So we had some bear divs here that already played out, and then it gave us a hidden bull div, which is why we made a higher low and bounced. But with us now starting to see bear divs on lower time frames between these two highs, I would be expecting probably a move down here. As far as very, very local scalp trading goes, you could look at yesterday's lows. So if we go on to that 15-minute chart, these lows from yesterday, you could grab this liquidity and then get back inside this volume profile. And then, of course, you could just even trade the micro range, which goes from Wednesday to today. Just a day, you know. You're losing value area low. Yeah, I mean, the only thing left is for you to come for that liquidity. So if you get the liquidity grab of 46.37, you might be able to get a move up back to like the POC. But honestly, with the bear divs that we're seeing, it looks like we're going to break this upper range of the past 24 hours or May 6th. Yeah. So this is actually like a week long. From last Wednesday to this Thursday, 8 days. So this upper range for 8 days looks like it's about to break down. But you do have some hope. The hope is that you SFP the range low and then get back inside the volume profile. We can set an alert on this actually, because if it happens, we can look to take that trade. If it does happen, let's say we come down here, we SFP, and then we get back inside the volume profile. I would not be longing the SFP. I would be longing once we reclaim the value area low. I would set my stop below that wick, and I would be targeting the gold, like you'd pull a golden pocket from the highs. I can get to it, to wherever those lows are going to be, and I would be targeting the golden pocket. And actually, that would be really nice because look at liquidity, liquidity. So that would be my target, and that would still be a nice trade, a 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio. I have an alert set there. I'll let you guys know about that. Okay, should we short? I wouldn't be shorting now. No, should you short gold? Okay, even if gold's going to go lower, look at, you have a major liquidity level that you could get a bounce from. If you're looking to short gold now, what you would have, in order to use proper risk management, what I would have to do, and this is me, not you, necessarily you guys, but let's say we dump, we don't get the SFP, we kind of keep dropping a little bit, and then we come up and we back test that value area low and start to reject. I would short on the back test of the value area low. I'd put my stop above that rejection wick, and then I would be targeting wherever the golden pocket is. So you'd pull that larger golden pocket. Let me just zoom out so it's easier to do this. Then I would be targeting the golden pocket from this low to this high. Maybe not even. Yeah, I guess it's still a 6-to-1 risk to reward ratio there, right? Depending on how you get into it. And then, of course, I would leave some open because this thing could flush down to take out the low at 4,500. Mark Dutch, much love to you, man. I hope you're doing good. Just pay one of the mods $50 and get unlimited access to my hidden cameras. Well, Mark, I gave you unlimited access already, man. I hope you liked the show you had this morning. I'm just kidding. Bansbell, welcome in, my friend. Illumistic, think we could look at silver. Yeah, we could look at silver. Okay, so it's good to see you in here, Mark, and thank you for modding in as always and everything, like, being here, bringing the comedy here as well. Archie TV Live, much love to you. It's always good to see you. Let me zoom out first and see what's going on here. I haven't checked silver in a bit. Well, remember, we're still on silver. Okay, this is very, very, I'm still looking for potentially a move down to $58 on silver. And we were looking at an impulse here. I know there's a lot. Let me just get rid of some of this chop in here. You can see that golden pocket rejection just perfect to take out your lows. Look at that. You get your big drop down, come up to golden pocket, reject. It was also the rejection of your pitchfork. I think we shorted that. And then you come down, you take out the lows, and then you're moving up. Perfect move there. Silver trades so technically, guys. Silver has been so good. But what we're looking at here, this is on the 3-day time frame. So this is a long time. This is high time frame stuff. But from the low at $11, impulse up, wave 1. You had a 2-year-long corrective range in a wave 2. You get your explosive wave 3 that came right up to the 2-to-1 trend-based Fibonacci extinction. And it was also your pitchfork band. By the way, Jason was live while this was happening, and I was telling him, Watch 114 or 117 for the short, for a possible swing short down to 58 or 46. Okay, now we're in a wave 4 correction. Now, your wave 4 correction is generally as long or longer than your wave 2, but there is something called the rule of alternation sometimes in Elliott waves, and sometimes if your wave 4 is really long and drawn out, your wave 4 could be a quicker move as well. So what I'm looking for ultimately is a wave 4 corrective move to hit the 382 or to hit the 0.5. And then I'm expecting new all-time highs. Inside this wave 4, what did we just talk about on, I forget what altcoin it was, but you get the initial move down, and then you start this corrective channel. Okay, we're looking like we got that initial big move down. Now we can look at pulling the channel. There you go. Look at that. Initial move down. Where did we come up to today? We rejected the top of the channel today. Where did we reject the top? How did we reject it? In a very clean 3-wave move. You bounce from the midline. You come up to the top of the channel. If we reject here, you could see that move down to the bottom of the channel at $58. Guys, I have already limit orders and spot orders waiting at $58. It is a naked weekly point of control. It is a daily level. It is our 382 Fibonacci. It is also a naked monthly point of control. It is crucial support in there. And you're just chopping within this descending channel. This is on the high time frame. This is the 3-day time frame. So, and then remember, on this lower high, you came up to your golden pocket and you rejected. Now we had to put that on log scale because it was more than a 30% drop. So we had to put that on log scale. And you can see once you put it on log scale, because it was more than a 30% drop, you can see here that that was a 47% drop. So you put it on log scale, you come right up to that golden pocket. This is also another reason, guys, why understanding logarithmic charts are important. Look at this. If I take that golden pocket, and I don't know about the log scale trick, you get a big dump down, a really fast, aggressive dump to the downside, a 47% dump on silver. And then now you're like, okay, because this looks impulsive to the downside, I want to short the golden pocket. Oh, but we never made it up to the golden pocket. We dropped right before. No, if you're on log scale and it's more than a 30% drop to the downside, you need to take your Fibonacci and change the settings to based off log scale. Now watch what happens when I do that. You see how we didn't touch it on non-log scale? Based off log scale, not based off log scale. Based off log scale, not based off log scale. It gives you your proper 61.8% retracement. The 61.8%, that golden Fibonacci ratio, the phi ratio, it's found in nature, it's found in the universe, it's found in planets' creations, it's found in human psychology, subconsciously ingrained in our mind. And that's why the Fibonacci golden pocket is so important in trading. Where do we come up to? Once we came up to the proper 61.8% retracement, you reject, you come down, you take out your lows. You see an SFP of the lows. After SFPing the lows, what are we seeing now? 3-wave corrective move up to the top of the channel. You reject here, guess what? You could come all the way down. It is early, and I wish I would have caught this earlier today. That would have been a really nice short. Still could be. Yeah, man, this looks... No daily bear divs here, but your money flow is starting to top out. And on silver, it's very strongly already going down into the red. 8-hour time frame. Do we see bear divs on this move from the midline? So look at, you kind of get this, looks like a contracting diagonal in here. A wave, B wave, and then what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, you get your ABC correction to the top of the channel, and you bounce from the midline just perfect. You're rejecting from the top of the channel, just perfect. I think that this could dump to $58 now. You had bear divs on this move up. Look at all these higher highs in here. Bear divs on the 8-hour on NAMI, which is quicker to confirm. Money flows topped out and is curving down. Let's go to the 4-hour. Bear divs on Market Cipher on the 4-hour. Bear divs on NAMI on the 4-hour. Let's go to the 2-hour. Bear divs on Market Cipher. You kind of have regional bear divs on NAMI, and they're very slight. Money flow crossing into the red. Now, I would be looking for, over the next days to weeks, a dump down to $58. I mean, that would take a while, right? But what we can look at now is if we break market structure bearishly. So I'm going to go to the 1-hour chart. Let's see where our first major break in market structure is bearishly. Well, I can already tell you it's going to be right here, right? This low right here, 83. We're pretty much coming down to it right now. So what I would expect is if we come down, we break it bearishly, we're probably going to get some sort of small move up from that SFP, right? And then I would be looking for a move up to the golden pocket. Now, what else is here, guys? If this is a bigger A, B, C, and you're rejecting from the top of the channel to come down to 58, what would you expect at the top of your C wave? You would expect a topping reversal pattern or some sort of distribution. Well, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, topping reversal pattern, dump comes in. So what I would be looking for now is maybe an SFP of the low we're about to see right, maybe during this live stream. You get that. Now we're going to pull a golden pocket from the highs of yesterday to wherever these lows are going to be. I'm just going to set it right below. And this golden pocket to 786, you would want to look at both. Golden pocket 786, $87 to $88 could be the ultimate short position. Down to $57, $58. You can pull your volume profile of this head and shoulder structure. POC's there. Fair value gap right here from yesterday. Look at this big imbalance candle to the downside. Where's that fair value gap pretty much going to be filled? Well, it'll be filled a little bit before your golden pocket, but you do have a fair value gap that you would expect to get sucked through pretty quickly. I actually am going to set some alerts here. So let's just do this major short. Not guaranteed, possibility. I will let you guys know if I take that trade in the Telegram. If I take that trade, I am going to be holding it open, some of it open, all the way down to $58. Or get stopped out on part of it. I will take some profit, obviously, before then. Because there is the opportunity, there still is one scenario where you can see this is a pretty nice clear 3-wave corrective move down. Pretty nice 3-wave corrective move up. Pretty nice 3-wave corrective move down. That could be your WXY correction that's done with, right? Now, all of this is a contracting diagonal in a 1. This is a pullback in a 2. This could be your secondary 1 because it is smaller in time and price than this one. And you could get a pullback to golden pocket in a 2. And then you're going to see that big 3 come in and some 4-5s, 4-5s. So if I short that, I will look to take some profit at the golden pocket, and I'll tell you right where that golden pocket is right now, because there is a possibility that this is a WXY correction. You have some nice little liquidity resting into that. These two little liquidity levels resting into that. Naked Daily is going to be coming in at 80, 80.4. No daily levels there. Okay. Probably no weekly levels there either. Yeah, there's not a whole lot at that golden pocket, but in a double 1-2, you often come down to that golden pocket. Now, this short is probably not going to happen today, guys, unless we get a quick move, like something like an SFP here, a quick move up. It's probably going to happen tomorrow or even next week. We could even set an alert on this low to look for an SFP long, but I would be careful with that because we do have bear divs pretty much on the 8 hour and under. So you're not guaranteed to SFP it. And the fact that we're kind of chopping right before it right now is a little bit unnerving. Actually, what I would say, let's zoom in on the 15-minute. You're looking for an impulse down, right? This looks pretty nice to me. Wave 1, 3-wave corrective move in a 2, another wave 1, another wave 2. Here's your big 3. Here's your corrective move in a 4. Here's your 5. You might get another 4 and then another 5, right? Or maybe we're going to front run this right now and get a move up to here in a 4, and then we're going to get that SFP into a 5. And you see that chop at the start, the big move down, the chop at the end. So I'll let you guys know about that as well. Divine Hood, the only crypto tuber who doesn't gain weight, not even on log scale. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, I want to gain some muscle weight. No, I don't. Actually, I feel comfortable with where I'm at. Thank you for posting those links in the for the Telegram and for BYDFI, Mark. I appreciate that. Use code Divine69. Sudeep. Oh gosh. Guys, I do got to get going in like 6 minutes. Yeah, wait. 7 minutes, whatever, something like that. Question, when you are setting that golden pocket on silver to log scale, does your chart also have to be on log scale? Yes, Sudeep, good question, and the answer is yes. So let me show you. Let's zoom out back out to that daily time frame, and let's look at this. So if let me just hide our WXY. If I'm not on log scale, okay, not on log scale now, and I go from the high to the low, you can see the golden pocket still at 99 to 100. But if I go into settings and I try to click it, it won't click. Your chart has to be on log scale in order for you to click it. Now I put it to log scale. Now I can go in there. It will click on and off. So it does, TradingView is cool. It'll do that for you. But yes, you generally, if you're using that setting, you want to be on the log scale chart. By the way, the same thing with the trend-based Fibonacci extinction, guys. Let's actually look at this. Let's see if this is a proper rejection zone. A wave high, A wave low, A wave high, B wave low. Okay, let's look at our one-to-one targets. We didn't quite get up there. The minimum target is the 618. We reached the minimum target for an ABC. Now, settings, that's not settings. Fibs based off log scale. I keep this on, not on, you know. Yeah, let's check BTC. Ondo is starting to bounce. Okay, let me check Bitcoin and then we'll check Ondo. We did cover a lot of possible opportunities today, guys, on some of the altcoins. We set alerts. So remember, if you want to get those, join the Telegram. This looks corrective to me, guys. This just looks corrective to me. Look at this kind of corrective channel that we're in. I would really be watching 81K because we have our double 1-2s. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. We're looking for those moves up. I personally am. And VWAP is a great place and an intraday trend. It's also your wave 4 targets. We also have that liquidity that's resting right into that. How does order flow look? I mean, we're on the verge of building bullish CVD absorption, actually. Bullish absorption. So from this low, before the pump today, You can see here that we have higher lows on the price action. We do already have lower lows on the CVD, but I don't like this big push up in there. But overall, it's kind of going lower. And you're on an increase in open interest. So that's bullish absorption. It's not the best looking because of that. CVD is not a clean move down. It's more choppy, and I don't like that. But technically, it is bullish absorption. What I would really be looking at is this from this low on CVD. So that's kind of, yeah, I guess you would be taking that out. So not the best looking, but there is some there. I mean, this just looks, yeah, it looks like we really want to take out that 82.8 high, or at least, at the very least, that Sunday high at 82.4, 82.5. And remember, guys, if you watched Monday's video, today is Sunday. If you watched Monday's video, I talked about how it was actually very likely that for this week and maybe even next week, we form a range, like a sort of distribution range or a reaccumulation range at this higher pitchfork band. You generally don't, in high time frame pitchfork bands, you generally don't go reject all the way back down. You form a range. The market is deciding. First of all, the whales are offloading in this range. Sometimes you have dumb money buying in this range, and then you either get that, you get that big rejection. If it's going to reject. If not, if the smart money's really bullish, then you have smart money accumulating in this range when you get to the bottom, and then it shoots up to the next level. Today's daily candle is going to be very important. If we close with a bullish engulfing candle today, a bullish engulfing candle on the daily time frame. Look at this huge bullish engulfing candle. And really what would be super nice, guys, and right now it's not happening, but what would be super nice is to close above 81.5. That is your pitchfork midline. We didn't close above it here. That's when markets were open on a Wednesday. Now, we did get above it on Sunday. The very next day on Monday, we closed that support of it, but then we lost it. So yes, you kind of had it. You were kind of above it on Monday's market close. You closed right at it. But to see another reclaim of it and then tomorrow open above it, it would be nice to take out that 82.8K high. Okay, let's look at Ondo real quick, and then I got to get going, guys. Please do hit the like button if you got any sort of insight into the market from this live stream. Ondo is coming down. Okay, perfect. Ondo's coming down. You're hitting that golden pocket of the bigger golden pocket, and it's those prior highs. But you have lost the VWAP for the day, and I would be very careful because now it's more likely that this is a confirmed three-wave move. In a bullish scenario, you still could be looking at a 1-2, 1-2, but your secondary 1 and your secondary 2 are much longer than your primary, and that lowers the probability. In my opinion, that this is probably going to be a flat. You see this move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, impulse down. You get a corrective move up to take out those A-wave highs, and now we're likely to come down to take out those A-wave lows. So what we can be looking at is coming down and seeing an SFP of yesterday's low. I'll set an alert there right now, guys. And if we do see an SFP of yesterday's low, we can look for a long there. S&P long. And what we'll also look for is maybe coming down to the 1.382 fib. But I have to say, this still looks like a corrective channel. This channel that we're seeing on Ondo. I guess I don't have it. Let me just get rid of some of this real quick. You could look at the overall corrective channel that you're in. So you could, and remember, The main targets for the wave 4 corrective move is between the 382 and the 0.5. So now if we zoom back into the hourly, you can see the bottom of the channel is going to be at that 0.5. So we might come down there. Let me just hide this trend-based Fibonacci extinction to clean up the chart. Oops. Well, I hid that. I hid the low, but it's on there still. So see, coming down in that general area, that 30, 35, 36 cent area. But Mark, man, this played out so nicely, didn't it? We were looking for this level for a potential end of the pump between 45 and 48. I shorted the exact high. It was one of the rare times I put on a limit order. And then we got the lower high rejection from the golden pocket. But this looks corrective. And remember, this is a wave 4. I don't like how this move up was a 3-wave move up, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not looking at it necessarily like that. I'm looking at it like from this low, because this could be a 3-wave move. You get your triangle. If this is a 3-wave move, it's done WXY. You could see a major crash, but to me, it's more likely that we're in an incomplete impulse. 1, 2, 3, and now I'm looking for a 4 and then a 5, right? It's either going to happen at the 382 or at the 0.5. And that's why I TP'd 50% more as soon as we hit that. Actually, it wasn't at the 382. It was at the 1-to-1 Fibonacci, trend-based Fibonacci extinction. It was at 0.3792, which is pretty much right at the same level. But then I also am looking for longs here. Okay, guys, thank you so much for everything today. Yeah, Mark, good call on Ondo, dude, because I've been trading it as well, and it's been nice, man. It's been nice. And ZEC is another one that I've really got some amazing wins on. I longed 309 originally, and then man, ZEC for the past month has printed me money, because we were looking for a wave 4 or between the 382 and the 0.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I was looking at a 5th wave, and inside the 5th wave, it's so clear here. So I longed in here at like 309, 311, took some profit at here because it was a naked weekly point of control. It was a golden pocket, all those things. And then I added to the long once we reclaimed the golden pocket, because we dipped below it, but once we reclaimed it, I added. And then even within this impulse from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at a bounce at 517 to 479. Your pitchfork band's in the middle of that, so around 495 to 500. But I'm looking for new highs on ZEC, and I'm looking to come up to the pitchfork midline, which could be anywhere from 720 to 750, depending on how long it takes. Very nice. Yeah, absolutely, Mark. Thank you, dude. And thank you for modding. All you guys, Sudeep, thank you for modding. Time Attack, R-Pink, I really do appreciate you guys so much. Appreciate this community so much. Thank you guys all for your support and kind comments. Remember, if you do want to join the Telegram, all you got to do is join BYDFI using my affiliate link in the description. Deposit the minimum deposit of $100 or more. Once you've done that, click the Telegram link, and in that Telegram verify channel, you type in /verify and then your BYDFI user ID. That'll get you into the Telegram, and once you're in, you're in. Quick question for the Telegram group. Do I have to KYC on BYDFI? No, you do not. You can join BYDFI without a KYC and still join the Telegram. So I hope that answers the question. Anyway, guys, I will be streaming tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll try to get some more live trading in. We'll go through the price of Bitcoin. We should have more clarity on everything. Love you guys all. Trade safe out there, and have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.